I feel design thinking quite has really changed. It is no longer a luxury. People are now going towards a human-centric field. The best way to actually cost is to ask yourself, what are my total expenses as at now for even me to come here? One is the house. Whether I'm paying 40,000 rent, without paying that 40,000 rent, I will not be here. Yeah. So you add that 40,000. How much is for the laptop? It's 50,000.
Yes.
Because I can't work without a 50,000 laptop. Have I put on some shoe? How much is the shoe? That's why you see the Western, just one poster, it is 2,500. One poster is 5,000. But you telling a Kenyan, this simple, no, let's call it simple. The normal just poster I do for 1,000.
200.
Westerns are charging 2,500. Because of what? They are not charging the product. They are charging the design thinking process.
Yep.
And that is the time that has been used.
Karibuni tena to Kenyan Design Conversations. Hii ni space ya Mad Vibes, Design Arts na zile real talks za kudesign, kudevelop na kulevel up maisha yako in style. Ko hapa kukuchanua while continuously upgrading each other, and also ni place ya kuchallenge our own personal beliefs. I know you know that, right?
To our listeners, welcome back to Kenya Design Conversations. Leo tuko na talk ingine na the African pillar. We're talking about design thinking versus the reality of Kenyans. So here is the African pillar. Probably Mskia, the founder of OndisHub, also the founder of YDT community, Young Digital Talent Community. Kuna fojo inapomsa utupatie more insight. So yes, he's my business guy, as in hero. He has taught me business, like business in Nairobi since I came to Nairobi. Na yeye amenifunza biashara, nikajua venye natembea hizi streets.
How old are you?
I'm old enough.
Okay. Maridi anadhani kama ulimtoa high school.
Ni ukweli, nilikuwa
but niko past 30.
Ameingia third floor.
Nice.
Yes.
Niliingianga.
Nimesikia YDT, nimesikia niliona pia hiyo African pillar ni
African pillar.
Yeah.
Ni yeye sasa. The African pillar.
African pillar ni nini?
So African pillar imetoka kwa jina pillar, yenye ni my nickname from campus. So yes, and najua sababu I'm a support system, but into details, yeah. I'm the only brother and the only son in a family of 7.
So
niko na sister wanne.
Oh, brother and son.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the African pillar is kind of a tribe I believe in. Hadi wewe you are an African pillar, because where you stand right now, you are supporting a system.
Aside nimekaa.
Yeah, unakaa sasa hivi, si ndio? But I'm sure ukiweza lala useme uende into the next life, kuna watu watalia. Kuna systems zitaendelea tena. So like a pillar, you support systems.
Makes sense.
Yes, so given that we are Africans, in fact, mi sijitai Peter Mungai. Naita Mungai Peter because I don't know where Peter came from. So I believe in a kind of African values, cultures.
Yeah.
And my dream kubwa sana ni kuchange Africa, especially now touching the young digital talents in Africa. Yes, na inaanza na mimi, inaanza na kuchange Njoro, my hometown, my Nakuru County, penye nasemanga pia Njoro tutarudi tukue nani? Nikuwe MP hapo. Probably 2032.
That's when inaanza na Muhesh.
Yes. Na mbona sasa tunasema ina Coast Africa sasa kama create kama YDT community and stuff, inamaanisha we are really influencing youths in Kenya. And if Africans, kila country inaweza fanya jitihada youths wakwao wasaidike, then we all achieve the goals za Africa kwenda the next level, ndio?
Yeah.
Yes. So are you an African pillar?
From the conversation I am.
Yes.
So iko na swali, so ukiingia hapo, dreams zako ni like utakuwa unatufightia sima designer sana.
No, I don't think
generally to like what's your go-to?
My goal first is to change my community, because the community I've been raised in, and given that size we are talking about digital economy, I feel like when nikuja Nairobi nimeenda shule nikafanya IT days, a huge potential for leaders to invest in digital. Example, the people of Njoro, they are farmers. They are youths like me now who are techie. But I can tell you, even for me to find that opportunity, it was rare. So this is the things you want, just to invest in the community, find reasons to pick farmers, vegetables, stuff from Njoro to the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yes. Wambia watu know any designer. Unajua people, a lot of the conversationalists don't know you. Like wamejua tu the African pillar, they don't know you're a designer.
Yes.
Na wenye umedesign vitu mingi, wambia hata nini umedesign huku nje kwanza.
Yes. Imekuwa a big journey. Personally, why I also love talking to the youth is because why I'm a designer is from campus. I started just doing playing with Photoshop. Then it all turned to be a huge business now, an online business guided by the people from the government through Ajira Digital, KEPSA, and more. Yeah, so I've been creating creative designs for businesses for now 5 years.
Yeah.
When I will be turning 8th of next month. You have asked me how old I am. So February next month on 8th, OndisHub will be turning 5 years. Now I'll be turning that 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm happy also to hear you guys, your designers. Design is changing everything. Given COVID-19 when it came, many people would not have appreciated our, the skills, especially when it comes to creative.
Yeah.
But you see now we've transited to digital world where we are at the center of getting the idea into action, then they're getting it to the right people through designs.
Agree.
Yes.
So you feel like, is it like right now design is way appreciated than way before, and there's technology to do that, supporting as in design kufika mahali sahi iko ama?
Sorry?
I'm asking, as in compare when you started na
Yes.
sahi, in terms of resources and everything, are we progressing than kitambo in terms of design?
Yes, yeah, we are doing so much. When I compare that time, like 4 years ago, if I was telling someone to start doing creative designing or being a corporate designer like I am, I will start telling them you need to learn Photoshop, you need to know Illustrator. But again, it's my fellow who have been criticizing the Canva people. So you see, platform like Canva, me and we've been a business associate for the longest.
Yeah.
In fact, I think we've been having our Canva premium for now 4 years.
Yes.
So I could see the difference when we are offering services, when you are using tools like Photoshop, Illustrator, compared to Canva, given such tools are even helping our clients be able to interact with us one-on-one against what they can't use Photoshop, but Canva, I can share it. Is artificial intelligence is helping us maybe craft even more solutions with ease.
Musa, nasikiaje? Sasa unajua nyote mnaweza ongea vizuri sana kwa sababu ya in this game founders and CEOs ni hao wawili sasa.
Kabisa.
Yes. Biashara iko aje?
Biashara ya design mostly it's usually up and down, like one constant. And like BC before COVID.
Sawa. Muhesh mwenyewe. Mhenga.
Actually, before COVID, I can't say the business was bad, but then I was not much in the market. So still learning here and there and doing some few things. Unajua time kukuwa na blast ya TikToks and this online whatever, AI and everything. So I think most of it was more of design was luxury by then. I can say that. Because it's either you get a CorelDRAW version from downtown or you get an Illustrator version for corporate. I can't say that I'm looking down on Corel. Corel is a good tool. But yeah, exactly. So the business wasn't that good by then.
Mm-hmm.
If the guys who were only appreciating the design were this big
Corporates.
the
Yes.
likes like in a Safaricom, Airtel, because of them they understand if you have to hit the market, if you have to be known, then you have to appreciate good design. But in kuja huku chini, someone would say I just need anything. But as of now, I think I appreciate the market as that mentality before COVID and after COVID. I think right now there was a surge. Like before COVID, it was this. After COVID, the surge went up. The online world needed so much, and they were professionals. They were what we knew one is appreciate. They were so little that soon after this surge of the likes it now. Figma design, the likes it na Canva, the likes ya Microsoft designer. Then kuna hii Adobe ilitoa
Express.
Yeah, Adobe Express. That's why kuna surge hiyo ime blow up. So it's either you catch up or you're
left behind.
You're left behind. Because for those, mostly it's just applying the templates. Unlike some of us who believe in the native, the traditional design, whereby even if I have the template, I have to break it down and then start from using the elements. But as of now, I think business, most people are appreciating the design one. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks to the access to internet is one of the things that has made that one to happen in Kenya. Yeah.
Yeah, even nowadays I've seen, even Tanzania, of all the people, I'm seeing they're having good designers.
Yes. In fact, maybe to add on your point, when I was joining campus, a laptop looked like a luxury. The same way he's saying, designs are no longer a luxury right now, especially after COVID. Yeah. Even a car. Back then, if you want to buy a car, people will see, hey, boss. But right now, a car is not a luxury. It is a need. And when you look into design thinking, from the point of being empathetic, because you need to know what is the problem. So back then, when there are no technology, there is no AI, there was that challenge of understanding what solution am I bringing to the market. When I'm looking for, like from the part of a designer implementing design thinking right now and back then, right now I can be able to, for example, if I want to create an e-commerce, I don't really need to now conduct a lot of interviews or do a lot of questionnaires. I just first need to go through maybe ChatGPT. How is the market in Kenya? For example, when we are doing our social media content calendar for 2026, what I just did is to ask ChatGPT or Gemini, I think I used the two of them, is I want to prepare a social media marketing strategy. I want you to compare what other digital agencies will be focusing next on this 2026. So you see, I will get now what is the pinpoint most of the agencies are going to fix. Now, when it comes now to clarifying the problem, it is now even more easier. We have talked about Canva and Photoshop. Right now, you can now understand why we've been sharing Canva templates. Maybe you have designed on Canva, then share it over email. So the client actually can be granted the edit rights. The Google Workspace, where if you want to edit something, you could, you had to send the document over the other side. The people review, but right now it's on the cloud. So it's making the coming up with problem statement be easier. Now, going through the creating prototypes. For example, one of the major thing as a creative I came through is, yes, I am good, even developers. But how can I present this work to the world? Now, mostly we are talking about mockups. So you can imagine right now, I just need to design a logo, then go to maybe Nano Banana and tell it, place this one on a business or a full brand kit. You know?
Unasema ndizi.
Jamini mugisi. Banana.
So solving that problem is easier because you are sending the mockup easily to the client, and when now they are bringing back the changes, I don't need to think what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Go back to Nano Banana or ChatGPT. Tell it this is the response of what the client. Can you now maybe do that? So I feel design thinking quite has really changed, and I now I was agreeing to what he was saying. Why it has changed is because now it is no longer a luxury. Even the reality right now, people are now going towards a human-centric feel. When you're marketing, you're now marketing now maybe to get clients. We've had that conversation with you.
Yes.
You want people to have a feel, a humanized kind of brand feel, rather than we can solve this one, and that's what maybe Safaricom really got us to the hook, where they are coming down. They can give T-shirts. They can come give you out routers for free. So you first experience it before actually they get to charge you.
Yeah, hata waganga siku hizo wanataka posta ngori.
Yes. Now again, size you can compare even the kazi. You can really see how ndio ameiva chana unasema tu mganga anaendea the best.
Yeah.
Kani sana. Mnafanya nikakumbuka kuna graphic designer alifanya kazi safi. So there's this day tuko nje when I was in campus, tuko nje campus. Sasa kuna graphic designer alikuwa ametengenezea mganga posta yake vizuri. Sasa Dev ndio si akamba ameona mali safi. Sasa niaje mzuri. Usinipatie namba yako tutaongea baadaye. Sasa graphic designer alikuwa ameandika namba ya mganga vizuri. Yes. Mimi na imagine ngumu msali ambiwa nini afterwards. Yeah. Sasa tumefika hii time, you see like tools ni mingi. So as tunatumia, most of them being AI, kuna story ya premium. Because sasa you design thinking unaona kama sasa tunaanza ku incorporate other tools to help us to shorten the work. I mean your time tunafanya kazi. Sasa hiyo pesa tutaongezea bado client.
I think it has been there. Mostly if you see how those big companies, those big agencies they usually do, unapata like they usually add charges for
the tools.
Because
Okay.
at the end of the day, the client, me what I'm doing is the client has to pay the service that I'm doing, and also plus the tool.
Okay. Sawa, conversationalist tumesikia kama ni Figma ongeza hapo kwa quote, ongeza hapo Figma hii project achukua 2 months. Figma kwa mwezi ni hii, unaongeza hiyo dollars hapo chini. Na kama ni Canva premium, Mwasa amesema msitumie hiyo.
Guys, please. As much I'm ahead of Canva, as much I admit I'm ahead of Canva, but by the end of the day, please, if you're good with it, just use it.
Yeah.
Don't say I saw some designer somewhere said Canva is bad. No, that is my personal opinion. Whatever tool you want to use, Microsoft Designer, Inkscape, GIMP, whatever tools you want to use, as long as the end result satisfies your client, please make sure that is the job. Me, I let Canva, I let Baby Figma, whatever, or any software. But if you choose to follow me, me, I went to school, I was taught Adobe Photoshop. That's mostly what I know right now. Maybe I'm using Affinity. Technically, by default, that's what I know. So, me, what I say, I won't lie to you, I'm ahead of Canva. But should you choose to use Canva, Canva is also a good tool, despite me hating it. So, if it makes your work easier, please, don't follow me. If you follow me, utaenda kwa
Nimeona waindi wanatengeneza even posters na Microsoft Publisher.
Yes. Proper.
Makata wezi ya mingi. So I think mimi sema tool ni ikapen. Nikikupea pencil ni wewe ku execute the idea with the pencil. Find ways on how you can put the idea on paper with the pencil as a tool. So whatever tool, hata kama ni Canva or whatever, you can always execute what you have in mind.
Well, very true. Hata mimi kwa software development imekuwa hivyo. Up to now, when someone comes to ask me like unatumianga language gani to develop, I can't really tell you I use this one because now it depends on what I'm supposed to solve.
Like work English.
English natumia kuongea.
Maybe also Mariga to add, when you told me about that new topic,
Yeah.
there's one challenge that designers are having.
Yeah.
Is a costing. Now, personally, I think that's one thing I believe in the creative world, especially the Kenyan setup.
Yeah.
We have not standardized how much a designer should really be paid. But now, if a designer really can put design thinking process, the way you talked about the principle, and maybe the 5 kind of way of how you start from empathy, carving to the problem, prototyping, testing, then continually improving it, then it means you can be able to charge enough. The reality in Kenya is a customer does not appreciate the initial part, the first stage of getting them on an interview.
Yeah.
I want to know what is the problem.
Yeah.
And that's where actually us as designers, we really struggle, because remember, even from stage 1, you are still using tools, which you are paying. You are still paying rent. In fact, if you are doing it over a Google Meet, you are also having a laptop, probably 50,000. So when I was thinking around the design thinking, it should give us a good basis on how we should be charging actually. First, when I'm coming to take up the problem, I should have charged that one. Okay.
Yeah.
When I'm creating the prototype, that's around stage 4. It's stage 3 prototype. Then I should also have been paid up to that point.
Yeah.
Going to the testing and now deploying it actually as a solution.
Yeah.
You get, because normally what you are getting now paid for us is the final delivery, which is now I'm finding it as the kind of evil thing when it comes to freelancing and online business, because the issue is not actually the product, it's the whole process, the design thinking, creating the product. Now you also have seen how we have suffered. A client, we start with a client, you've known the problem, then probably her problem on the other side changes. So who pays you?
Talking about that, there's an episode called Usiogope Kutuma Quotes.
Oh yeah, I listened to it, that one. Yes. Usiogope Kutuma Quote, yes.
Yeah, at least when it comes to cost, Apopia, we talked much about it, but costing. That's very right. Yes.
Yeah, unafucha jadi laptop.
Yeah.
Your wear and tear.
Do you know what I actually told myself?
Yeah.
The best way to actually cost is to ask yourself, what are my total expenses as at now for even me to come here?
Yeah.
One is the house. Whether I'm paying 40,000 rent, without paying that 40,000 rent, I will not be here. Yeah. So you add that 40,000. How much is for the laptop? It's 50,000.
Yes.
Because I can't work without a 50,000 laptop.
Yeah.
Have I put on some shoe? How much is the shoe? Do I have a boxer? How much is the boxer?
No,
not do it. Even for the ladies, am I wearing a bra? Yes. How much is the bra? Because for me to come without a bra here or without clothes, I don't have that business.
Yeah.
That's why you see the Western, just one poster, it is 2,500. One poster is 5,000. But you telling a Kenyan, this simple, let's call it simple. The normal just poster I do for 1,000.
200.
Westerns are charging 2,500. Because of what? They are not charging the product. They are charging the design thinking process.
Yep.
And that is the time that has been used. You remember me telling you, right now, even when a client is coming for a brand refresh strategy, I will ask them, how long do you want me on a meeting? So, how I ask myself, how long will it take a logo? As much as maybe it take 3 days to deliver a logo, when I sit there, I will have worn these clothes and I will take maybe 4 hours, if at all I was to do from point A to point B. But you see now, to the last point, but you see what we don't add is the time you had a meeting with them.
Yeah.
You had an online meeting, that's 1 hour. So you find when you're going to Upwork, they charge maybe it's $15. So like for example, for mine is $25 when I'm doing one-on-one. So I have come to realize it's so easy even to let projects go because they will not help you.
Yeah.
So when I do my calculation, this amount of time will be taken times maybe $15 or $25 depending.
Yeah.
Then that should be the reality we should accept.
Very true.
That should be the reality we should accept.
Dave.
The problem we usually have in Kenya is unapata only a handful of designers have the knowledge of doing pricing.
Yeah.
So another problem is then all of a sudden surges of graphic designers in the market. Everyone nowadays is almost a graphic designer.
Yeah.
Because they saw it's an easier way of making money. So someone had these guys were charging for 300, 400, 500, then you're like this.
That was me in the beginning, even 150. You wonder. Actually, those were for 300. They are still also want to negotiate.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt that, but you see, I had you costing a little money like 150 or something. It's because you don't know the value at that point. So you're charging at that based on the value you're seeing, as in this poster is 150. Until when you've been in the market for so long, you see like that 150 was supposed to be 1,000. Yes.
The issue, yeah, it makes sense. That's just a more like most of the designers will come to the market.
Yeah.
Unapata mtu pricing, mtu like almost everything, but guys laughing. Mtu ana Canva, mtu ana pengine Illustrator ama Corel. Then by the end of the day anaingia kwa market. Juu alisikia watu wanazidi posta sotano. Maybe they get because we get kwa market and you want to make money, you want to survive.
Yeah.
Let me charge 300.
Na sasa mbona mnachukianga wasa wa boda? Na mbona mchukianga wasa wa boda?
So boda.
So unafanyanga the same thing. Wanaenda kwa rough road, wanafunzwa gear ndio hii, brake ndio hii. Kidogo amevaa reflector ameingia kwa barabara. Sasa akiingia kwa high ndio nakumbuka kumbe kuna there's a use of a side mirror. Na nakumbuka kumbe kuna kwa na side mirror.
And that's why he's saying comparing that person now and someone who integrates design thinking process all through, then mtu wa boda atachukiwa. Ajaenda hadi driving school.
Yes.
Ukiangalia ana hata pengine hadi license. You know, hata anakuwa amezoea huko ushago, hata akilipo 50 is okay.
Yeah.
Metebo angalia boda wa town size. Akona license.
Akona helmet hapo.
Akona helmet.
Akona hizo guards.
Ule ashajua
anajua kupenya chini.
Naweza only refill shell. Ule wa ushago as long as kuna petroli.
Yeah.
Hadi lori kianguka.
So I think those big advice. Whoever is coming to the market, those new designers, I think the best way is before you. I know we all need to survive in Nairobi or anywhere you're living, but ask yourself some small questions. If I'm going to the market, what kind of value I'm going to bring to the market? And with this value, how much am I going to charge giving this value to the market? Because by the end of the day, if you charge, maybe client, let's say this is final design, and then you could approach and be a poster 500, I like you.
Yeah.
But because I know by the end of the day, deep down in my mind, my deal is to be established, only setting in a deep pricing.
Yeah.
But if I get an experienced designer, he moves up on much and get out time. As much as I want to bargain, what will come in my mind is this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And even if I'm going to bargain, maybe he's going to cut maybe 200 or 300 or 500. So pricing, knowing how to price will determine how you're going to survive in the market. If you charge 500, 300, you're going to survive for market. Trust me.
Dave, umekuwa na clients both for you wenye Pila naita the West, as in you've worked with a lot of clients from outside the country. How clients na Kenyan clients ukuaje?
Naweza sema depends. 50-50 utapata kwenye wana BF tu kama Wakenya. Wako tu after kukon, getting value, extracting value out of you. Because first thought inakuja ni you're from Africa, third world country. To them, $100 is a lot of money for you. So, kuna wale clients utapata they're very professional in terms of even the process. Unapata wewe kuna hiyo Kenya yako unaingia in the process like unasema meetings, you have to let them know early, you have to plan how long you're going to sit in that meeting. You have to send them agendas early. But kuna wale utapata tu jua kali, okay, this is someone from a third world country. And the way the Asian market, mostly India, Philippines, wameingia to the especially design,
so much
in a way that we are always grouped as one. You will find a very cheap level in Africa and Asia if you.
We are called global south.
That's a very nice term. You'll find a very cheap labor in global south. If you just go online and dig vizuri day after. Wamekuja ni mentality. So it depends on how you present yourself. Kuna zile project tutachukua na kuna zile project tutaacha. But then I had a follow-up question for you.
Yes.
Do you think we are lacking business of design in schools and where we're learning designs? Because like younger YouTube, most of us, we just learn the skill.
Yes.
But we don't learn the business aspect of design. Do you think like there's that gap, especially in Kenya, that needs to be filled?
Before you answer that, tell him he has a session for business in design.
Yes.
Tunafaa tukuje hizo classes sisi kama ma designers sisi wote mkumbushe anajua.
Answering that one, and also what Mariga is saying is true. In fact, I am finding it's a very profitable place now, advising creators on how to run business. Me, I've worked with developers and I've worked with creators. I normally say, if I had skills that you people, especially the developers, have, I will never have worked for anyone. Because the issue is, for creators, they just create, but they don't have to present it out there. So again, that's a topic as well as I would really love to have talked to, especially how to develop business and how you can now, whether you're a creator or whether you're a developer, on how you can do the business. Because 5 years running OndisHub, being my third company in Nairobi, and also working with partners is crazy. Then someone said, it is easy to have an idea. The biggest issue is to keep that idea running as a business. The first year, the second year. So right now where I am, I'm actually not scared having competitors. Even someone comes starting designing a logo, because that's the biggest issue. Now, when coming to your question, do we need that education? The answer is true, yes, we need that education. And I love the topic that was chosen today, design thinking. What education gives you is to understand that as a graphic designer or as a designer or a UI UX or someone or whoever is an architect, I am following a process. But for those who are in campus who have watched YouTube, they just want the point, give me what you want and I give you the product. So they will not follow through the 5 steps of design thinking.
Yes.
The second thing is, if this design was taught in school, it means, because remember, not all, maybe for in our class when I was in Form 4 or is in campus, maybe out of 100 students, only one is from IT. So one has a design. But you see, if you are not teaching it in the school, even the consumers who are horticulture, alifanya food science, alifanya agriculture, mwingine alifanya engineer, akimaliza shule hata appreciate the part that the designers play into it. But on the part of the designers, I believe right now, and that the cause of why we are not getting more clients, more valuable clients, is the issue we've not been taught on how to evaluate how much we are giving to the clients. And that's where the design thinking come into play. You have to be empathetic. You know, when the client is coming, I want to first understand what is the problem and take them through the process. Explain to them, this is why I'm charging this one, and this is the value that will come to play. Now again, we have agreed the global south, the developing countries, if it's not COVID-19, they will not be appreciating what? Designs.
So that's
Totally agree.
so that's the time when internet became like, now it's a need.
Yeah.
In fact, degree, graphic design, no one would pursue graphic design as a degree back then.
But even our
no one
parents
could do digital marketing because you will be asked, unaenda kufanya digital marketing, uende wapi?
Ndio ufanye agriculture.
Enda
Lakini
fanya
hata-
agriculture, enda fanya IT, enda fanya daktari.
Yeah.
But right now there's graphic design degrees right now. There's graphic design degrees, digital marketing degrees right now compared to kitambo.
And a lot of schools are coming up teaching that.
And I think that's where we should come graphic design Graphic Design Association of Kenya.
Yes.
So one thing I expected, or I'm looking forward to such groups,
Yeah.
is we standardize.
Yeah.
Right now, you know, there's a solution we want to bring
Yeah.
for the branding.
Yeah.
Right now, there's no standards charging for branding. If you want someone to do branding for you right now, where would you go? But if I ask you, if you want right now to eat food, straight you go to Bolt Food, Jumia Food and stuff.
Right.
So while also the education you are talking about is needed, is that we standardize. Right now, if you are maybe someone who is good in AI or you are a developer, at least we know a developer should be paid X and X amount of money.
Yeah.
But how much should a graphic designer be paid in Kenya? Tell me.
Sisi tunawatu kama plumber.
Yes.
But for that,
Yeah.
I think Kenyan market at large has a problem.
Now, is it Kenyan market peke yake ama mimi naona even the global the developing countries when you narrow the market.
If you narrow it down, for me, I can narrow it down.
Yeah.
You can say like in Kenya, we have a problem. Back when I was in corporate, it was a pattern like, si unawable government nakonga na job groups. So you can job group F, pengine they're getting 10,000, everyone is getting 10,000. Kama job group J, but unapata most corporates, mostly ya Wahindi, hazikuangi hizo job groups. Zinakonga ni the amount of money you're going to negotiate, that's it. If I'm good in words and I negotiate with a designer,
Yes.
negotiate 100K, another designer might be better than me, but he's not good in words and negotiate and do it for 40K. So you might get like the designer who's more experienced than me is being paid 40,000. Then there's me who has just entered the market, but I'm good in talking. I'm getting more than this guy. So that's the problem in the Kenyan market. Alafu unapata like as hakuna ile standard like ukiingia unapata sijeti architecture sijeti alipo 100K. Yeah, in the market unapata pengine analipo pengine 150 ama 200. But ikifika going to negotiate into a certain company, because the government has not set a price like, if you're getting this designer and this one, they have to pay this amount of money, either this or more, not less than this. For that one, it will make sense. But since I could have rule at the designers will be paid 25,000 now from 7 in the morning atoka 8 usiku. Hapo nao alikuwa 25K, wengine alikuwa 20K. Ukiangalia kazi yanafanya ni kazi ya
millions.
Maybe to ask a question, then do you think that's also a big challenge, even implementing design thinking in whatever we do? Because if you implement design thinking, the pay also will be small. So you kind of jump some loops. Like, for example, when you are creating brand guideline or you are doing a brand refresh for a client, and let me say the last pricing I used to do is 5K.
Yes.
You know what I didn't use to include? The mockups. While the design thinking wants prototype, they need to see the business card or how will the logo look on a billboard.
Mm-hmm.
But because of what you are saying, can we say also it's now having a challenge? People are not, or the idea people are not ready to spend more is affecting the design thinking, because it should be the reality.
Okay, to answer that, like, also the market itself, it does not appreciate that much design. So now we say, well, my client, this is a process you're going through. Client, I just want a poster. No, I just want a logo. Yes. What is all this process you're telling me?
Yeah.
But by the end of the day is, you're going to a market whereby kuna scavengers, kuna Safaricom, kuna Airtel, kuna Coop, kuna KCB. These are big companies whereby they're not afraid of spending money when it comes to marketing. Safaricom will pay maybe 100,000 to do a billboard design. We won't go up any team, you want to do a billboard design. The only amount of money you want to cook scavenging only 5K. So are you going to compete with that guy? Maybe that is the person you're seeing you want to eliminate in the market. So it's also our clients thinking. And also, like, and then it's just a poster, it's nothing complicated. Then you're like, you want to be seen in the market. This is not just a poster. This is you out there in the market. Because you're trying to tell someone else in the market that I'm in the market. So if someone is not going to appreciate what you posted out there, as a manga first word, first impression matters.
Yeah.
Mimi nikiangalia, like, nikitoka hapa nimeona template ya Canva ya kampuni yako, nishuke hapo chini na the same template but with another design for another person.
Yeah.
How am I going to appreciate your company?
So you Canva pia.
No.
Other company.
No, usiingilie Canva hivyo sana. Ndio inalisha watu.
Nimeninulia kiatu.
See, because I've just used Canva as an example because Canva uses template most of the time.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, as much as you have to be seen in the market, also appreciate the process. And the process is not cheap by the end of the day.
So you're bringing that point now.
Yeah.
Because the issue was design thinking and the reality, Kenyan reality.
Yes.
So what we are saying here, apart from the designer's problem, maybe not explaining or working the design thinking process in a nice way, it also means that maybe you know the design thinking, you are good, you are empathetic, you are actually ready to present prototype, test it and deliver it. So also, then there is an issue with the market.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where now the education should be coming in. So that people who are not in design can appreciate it's not just a poster.
Yes.
It's not just a logo. Before I made that poster that you are saying 500, remember I called you 1 hour.
Yes.
You remember we had a Google Meet? You explained to me. Remember there is a revision that will come. So I now agree with you. Could be, apart from the issue being the designers or the creators, then there is an issue with education or the people, how they perceive design thinking.
Yeah. And then another problem is also the client, they don't see the bigger picture. Let's give an example of a packaging. Packaging for any brand is supposed to be itself. Because if no company needed a packaging, we could just be putting plain things in the market. Just our logo, that's it. Or just our contact. A client needs a good design for a packaging because by the end of the day, is how they're going to be seen in the market. But most of the clients, they don't see a bigger picture. You're going to say to sell 1 million products.
Yeah.
From these 1 million products, maybe you're going to get a 5 million profit. Markup in roughly maybe 1 million plus. So from that profit, if you can try to imagine a scenario where you're going to pay your designer like 30% of it, from their perspective, it's supposed to make sense, right? But most of the clients, they don't see that bigger picture. Me, like, I need 300,000 for packaging. Client has a lot of money. But in real sense, it's not a lot of money.
Yeah, there's no environmental.
Yeah. It's not a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because any product is going to be spread across maybe, let's say, East Africa. So how much value is it going to bring back to the company? It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yani anataka solve problem yake with less than even 5%.
Yes.
The problem anataka solve.
Kuna I think ni syndrome, kuna hii syndrome ya Wahindi maybe naito the employers ya kunyanyasa. Unaona like ni unataka tu kitu itoke hapa ifike hapa. Hiyo ndio tuko nayo like wewe tumezoea as in you don't want to know how the process is hadi mtu akienda hospitali. Taki kujua tu mugua nini. Wewe daktari akupatia dawa. Brufen. Wewe Brufen. Wewe uko na product yako, una appreciate umelipa 10 bob uko na hiyo. So unapata you have that, I think they have that mindset in it. They don't appreciate in between what they want. Wao wanalipia ni kama ukipata bag kwa soko unataka kupick your bag. Utaki kujua hii bag ilitengenezwa, il take how long, logistics ilipatikana wapi, mani ilitumika.
Ndio kuna machungu. Ndio design yako ina solve.
My friend, kama unamjua, that one touched me. I think na hiyo that client in one of my podcasts I will highlight her. And actually it really brought a lot of some between me and the team, because personally me I had already identified this is not the right client. And actually one thing with Mariga, he will know, Mariga knows me for business is about profits. And I always tell people, when you get into a business, the first thing is not actually you being empathetic, should be profits. At the end of the day, whether you're empathetic, you have given the good prototype and you have delivered, but it has not made money, then you're out.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We are proudly sponsored by Nafasi Connection, an amazing co-working space. Kama umechoka na kufanya kazi kwenye wafanya kazi, possibly it's at home, possibly watu kwa ofisi wamekupo, you tell them you want to work remotely, unakuja Nafasi, wako na closed offices, wako na pia an open office, wako na amazing Wi-Fi speeds, I repeat, amazing Wi-Fi speeds that don't shut down, wako na schema backup pia.
And one person I would say people to listen to, especially the designers, even the developers or young people who wants to build business, is Chris Do. So if you know Chris Do, he is so straight. There is those clients he wants. And that's why me personally, he changed my thinking whereby I want a huge gig than small gig. Why? The small gigs are not appreciating the design thinking process.
Yep.
Yeah, those one.
And remember, you telling these two principles of economy, where either you make huge profit from selling one product or few products, or making still huge profit from selling many products. And personally looking into my business journey, if I'm selling bulbs, I will want to sell one bulb that is 1,000, then sell 1,000 bulbs that are 100 shilling. Yeah. Why? High chance those 1,000 bulbs you have sold, they will have complications. But if you sell just 10 for 1,000, if they have complications, that could be 1 out of 10 compared to 100 over 1,000. Yeah. And that's now, I'm happy now we're having this conversation. Yeah. The reason why also I shifted from pricing and changed my pricing and saying I better stay like this without any job. In fact, when I'm not working, I'm investing in myself. I'm preparing myself, ready for that good gig. Compared to I am so busy with 10x a project, I don't have even time for myself. Those people are not actually considering, like for example, that client of ours.
Yes.
Oh my God. And this is something we really need now to be stern on it. And we don't want to be desperate, because I think desperation is what is bringing the issue of kubebo ufala, kubebo vitumbaya. When I was looking into that client, you went to the office like 3 times.
Yes.
Or 2.
Twice.
You with our team, we went twice, but we had gone first time with you. And you remember also how she was talking. How she's addressing you is not like you are going to bring solution. So also that's that one part I want to also to censor the clients. As much as you are paying the person, design thinking also applies on your side. You have to be empathetic. And what does that mean? A client will exploit you because 3 times going to your office, then that means it's more pay. We increase actually the pay. If the website was 200,000 and fully we are operating online, we have told you from the beginning, we don't operate physically online, but you're not available. When a meeting was set, you're not available. What should a good design thinking require? It should require you now taking on your side and charge more. You missed a meeting, I had quit on some meeting, I will charge this one. Una get?
Yes.
So I think Chris Do has taught me, and I'm happy. I will want to link with you, because I am tired working for Kenyan clients. For me, like that person who will tell you your designs have no soul, have no life. Bro, iliponifikianga hivyo, let me tell you, na siko by jani ni ngumu, and but they designing or architecture to design something that one will see aseme hii nyumba iko fiti is so hard, but unfortunately it is met by low pay. The client wants you to be empathetic, to deliver high-end prototype, to be there to test it and continually improve it, but they are not owning the cost. So what did Chris Do teach me? That point has gone. But yes, Chris Do. Oh yes. What Chris Do taught me is charge everything, including your life. If you have to, so that you are alive, you could be paying for life. So it's 10,000 me to come here for the 1 hour. So my life, I add it. If it is 40,000, then I wait and implement the design thinking to the people who will actually accept it. So from Chris Do's perspective, alisema why people, he didn't understand why people don't appreciate logos and actually websites. Now, let's now put design thinking into it. When you design a logo, someone is saying it's just 10,000 or 5,000. Just a logo. Yes, you know, but Chris Do came and said, this t-shirt, I don't know, this is logo nini? This brand
Inaitonga hem
or something. Ama hii t-shirt nimevaa very nini? You see, it's Kenyan design conversation. So akasema a logo should not be defined by the design it is done on it. It's a solution it will bring. It will be on a matatu, a truck. That truck will be called OndisHub because there is a logo OndisHub. How much is that truck? Then he told the designers, how should you charge also your cars? Is it a website? Ask them, what is the value of a website? Now imagine you just paid 200,000 to make a website, yet so many people will come to that website and they will buy from it. So if you are implementing a design thinking, then you should have done the solution you are bringing, the problem you are solving. But the issue is the people don't want the end, that justification, you taking them there. They know, I just need a poster. But if you tell them, this one poster will make you bring 1,000 attendees or delegates. It will make you actually sell more tickets. The second thing, it is preparing you for the next event. Because when this event is successful and you have marketed it online, you will earn more, with or without me. Yeah. So I think that's why now I'll be calling all the designers. If you really can look into incorporating design thinking, it will eliminate the wrong clients, and not in a bad way, maybe now. Because maybe the client right now can't afford, knows the design thinking, but can't afford. you're not our client. You can actually understand design thinking, but you can't still afford. You are not our client. So I think we should then be positioning ourselves now that we have known there is this Western. I think we have done just one client at OndisHub from outside Kenya.
Yes.
Sindio?
Yeah.
You can tell the difference. So then it means if Kenyans can't understand design thinking so that they pay for it, then we should venture more into the Westerns, who are actually will demand first to see what is your thinking process. Then let me see what you do.
Yeah, very right. Lakini sasa instead ya kwenda west, kuna the west are coming to Kenya. The west are coming, they are coming. They are coming. Wewe acha kuongelea fipa, acha kuongelea yako fipa ni fine.
So Mariga, we are saying they are good clients in Kenya.
No, they are coming. The west, they are coming to invest here in Silicon. They call it Silicon Savannah. Yes.
True. Kwanza Kenya, we are so lucky. So how do you get to align ourselves to get those people?
You have to be professional.
Yes.
We have to prepare ourselves with the business design thinking and the business of design.
Yes.
We should be ready with the tools so that hata ukipatana nao they're like, wow, these people are so professional.
Yes.
Usipatana naye alafu unafanya kama river. Sio ni poster tu kwani iko na nini?
So you are
unataka sahi
to remain bado kuwa professional.
Yes.
As much as tunaumia.
Yes. And then
we can be our say. Once they smell your desperation, that's it. So when it comes to design, once a client smells your desperation, that client will do whatever they want and they will pay you. They will pay you pennies. Trust
for
me.
it.
If you go there and they smell your desperation, that's it.
Yeah.
Change your goal. Pennies.
Change your thinking. Once you walk into any client, please be a professional as possible and be confident. If you tell a client I'm charging you 10,000, if they can't pay that, if they can counter with their offer, then that's good. But if they tell you that's a lot of money, run.
Yeah.
You'll see the worst part of that. If a client tells you there's a lot of money, please run.
To the conversationalist, I hope mmesikia hiyo. You see, like what I've come to learn is nyinyi hapa, you have learned from being on the ground, seeing the worst, seeing the good, and knowing this is the only way that you're going. At least sasa msanaanza kama mimi mwenye bado najifunza colors. Sitaanza kwenda River Road kwanza. At least nikienda River Road tarudi bado nipate knowledge iko hapa, then at least sita charge 500.
Yes. But ukianza unapata ngatuna cha mimi nianza na 500.
Mimi naanzanga na 150. Now is that bad because there is that part of learning to get the client and you show you have learned. You being empathetic, knowing the problems, but it's not enough even knowing the problem. It's also enough for you to understand. Also, the client understands the problem they want you to solve. Because if they don't understand the problem you are actually going to solve and you are not going to explain to them clearly, then that's where again you are losing.
And to the new designers, some of us charge 500. A friend here said 150. If you want to go to the market, it's not necessarily you have to charge 500. You can start with 1,000, 1,500. But first, look for someone who's more experienced in the market. They teach you how the market works. They teach you the logistics of the market. Ndio ukifika ukiambia client and tell you post 2,000. I think back of your mind, you are confident enough and you have the knowledge and you know why you're charging that. But if you choose that you need to go by yourself, if you charge 150 and they don't pay you, if you charge 500 and they don't pay you, then don't blame someone. First, learn how the market works. Tafuta mtu atasumbua Abia really nisumbue dia try as much as possible to make sure that I'm giving you the small knowledge I've learned from the market, so that you don't make the mistake I did.
Okay. Dave, amonda kuambia tu watu subscribe.
Yeah, watu subscribe kwenye wako soko, ndio wanaingia soko, tutawaonyesha streets zinakaa.
Lakini bado nangoja nipatie maziwa.
Hiyo maziwa tumengoja, lakini sawa.
The scenes ni venye wataki kuadmit.
Maybe nakuja na ile mail inatoka Singapore.
Singapore.
So where can people find you?
They can find me on the socials. On LinkedIn, Mungai Peter Nyeve. On X, but we have not yet accepted Twitter, X. Sisi ni veteran Twitter bado Twitter. Bing Pillar, at Bing Pillar on Instagram as well, on Thread as well, and on TikTok. I'm starting on TikTok. Please, you can follow me, guys, because I'm going to drop some good contents there.
Dance.
Hata nimeanza kudance. Kienda hapo nimedance. I have my sister who are TikTokers. So when they come to my place,
They dance.
Yeah, but again, I personally didn't see watu si millennium.
Yeah.
By the way, nimestruggle sana kuingia TikTok. Nimeingia last year. Okay, nilikuwa nayo lakini kwa shangaa watu right now I'm an addict. I want to buy X watch. I actually don't go anywhere nowadays. I want to buy a watch. I want to buy even a car. Hapo ndio naanzia.
Imeanza kuunga.
Yeah, but maybe what I can say is I appreciate you guys, KDK and the team. Being a creative, I am the person behind the logo, the brand kit and everything,
Yes.
KDK. And I will say, was it last year or last year, but what?
It was in 2024.
And I would say, kwa hiyo year, hii brand ndio ilikuwa nilisikianga an oomph when I was designing it. Yeah, so I want to appreciate them.
Lipa 500.
My friend, sasa nikiingilia huko itabidi, but anyway. Yes, I have been team KDK. I don't charge.
Okay.
Yes, I have been part of hands-on them. So I'm honestly also appreciating this time because nimekuwa nikitamani kukuja kwa on the podcast. Makosa ni yangu. Yeah, makosa ni yangu. But they have done good. Keep going. Designers wenye wako huko nje tumeongelea kitu yenye you have to understand design thinking for you to understand actually why people should pay you. Now again, our clients, please, when you understand design thinking, you now understand why we charge a website 200, a brand refresh to 25k and above. Yes, otherwise, thank you guys for having me here. Na inasound kama nikumaliza namaliza.
Yeah, hata sisi tuna appreciate sana ku make time ku come. We appreciate you for putting KDK out there with the brand.
Manzena nipewa hadi t-shirt.
Siri ni kujituma.
Siri.
Na mimi sina t-shirt man. But ni sawa.
Shika hii. Acha
stop. Thank you for coming and for making time. Yeah, I'll let Mariga close.
Nilisikia Dave alisema box anajua tu ni bike. Tutambrandia tumeke hapo KDK. Yes.
Na I'm very open for a brainstorming thing. Kwanza wewe niko interested how you charge. You can do a brainstorming. We exchange notes. Tuko hapa ujue how much you're charging. Ndio tuache hiyo puzi ya kukua nikao una charge huko. But again, standardization is needed.
By the way, Graphic Design Association of Kenya. When was that built?
It's a WhatsApp group.
Kitambo, and it has like over 900.
No, it's almost 2,000.
Hizi kwa 2,000 si maximum. Huko ndani.
Imagine huyu.
Na hiyo actually ndio imemotivate Kenya tunaunda, sababu ukiangalianga hapa watu wengine tu nataka business card. Unakuwa umetextiwa na watu 10. So we are asking ourselves, what if we have something yenye You don't need
Yeah.
to post kwa website and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Tutaongelea.
Chojai inanifiti sana na the guy is a good guy.
Hapo kwa nini graphics association taulizia nani supplier boxer moja lazima ikuwe na brand ya KDK hapo mbele ndio sawa.
Bora ikija na number plate.
Sawa. Hapo.
Najua tuko in the same level.
Anyway, it has been a good one. Hata me, I've learned a lot today. Thanks for coming, man.
Yes, thank you.
Kuna hiyo kitu tunangojea sana. Apart from you starting from TikTok ya YDT, I'm eager to learn a lot from you. Also kuna nini hiyo business in design. Probably in one way or another we'll have to loop you in to put more insights in terms of business and design alongside Musa, the founder and CEO of 7.5.
That one mimi sasa ni 100 interest.
Hapo sawa. Anyway, all the conversation list tafadhali like, subscribe na support. Yes, thank you. See you another day.